There are some important stakes on the table here with grade level reading that we really need to pay attention to. This is a problem of poverty. This is a problem of minority. This is a problem of disadvantage. We have a national crisis.
Economics does not equal vocabulary and never should be. But in this study, one of the almost unconscionable things that we discovered was that children who come from welfare families, on average, hear 32 million less instances of words. This is not to be, it cannot go on like this in a country like ours. Every parent should know that one of the most important things they do is give them words.
Reading begins as soon as a child is born. If we want to look at the whole developmental process of becoming a reader, we can't ignore the very first experiences that children have with language and language development and the communication they have with their caregivers. We know that by age 3, if students are behind in their language development, their vocabulary development, and their life experiences, they will be at risk for reading problems later on, because reading is very dependent on language proficiency.
Hi, this is Magic Johnson. I played 13 years in the NBA. I won 5 NBA championships. I even made the NBA All-Star team 12 times. And I even had time to win an Olympic gold medal. How did I get there? As a kid, I practiced every day. You know what else I did every day? I went to school. Graduated high school, first in my family ever. Went to college on a scholarship. School is why I made it big time. That's why I'm here today. In New York City last year, 1 out of every 5 kids miss a month or more of school. That's crazy. School is your best shot to a better life, better job, better money. Trust me. And hey, mom and dad and grandma, it's your job. School every day. It's the law. It's your child's future. No one calls a shot in your life but you. So look, don't drop the ball. Pick it up, run hard. Every student, every day, spread the word.
Making a Difference. Brought to you by GlaxoSmithKline. Today's medicines, tomorrow's miracles.
Our Making a Difference report here tonight deals with something called summer slide, and it's not a ride at Six Flags. It's another term for the kind of brain drain that can happen to kids during the summer. It's particularly cruel to lower-income kids, and it adds to what's called the achievement gap between them and their middle-class peers. But every year, some very lucky public school kids across this country spend their summer days at a local private school as part of a program called Horizons. It's popular, it's growing, it's a favorite cause in our household, and it's making a difference nationally because it works. Our report tonight from NBC's Rahima Ellis.
Ready, go.
It's algebra in July, but these kids make it sound like a summer in the park.
Ready. What is the zero property of multiplication?
They're 8th graders doing college-level math.
This is what I got.
We turn it into competition so they don't feel like they're doing actual work.
This is part of a national 6-week summer enrichment program called Horizons. K through 8th grade public school students spend their summers on private school campuses. The goal? Narrow the achievement gap between students from lower and upper income families.
People are recognizing that partnerships like this that bring the public world and the private world together, it just works so fantastically.
Horizons began in Connecticut in 1964 and now operates in 16 communities across the country, serving more than 1,600 kids from all kinds of diverse backgrounds, all funded by private donations. Tuition is free. Kids are hand-selected by their teachers, and while many have to be turned away, most of those who make it in come back year after year for an average of 5 years. For the last 2 years, not only have Horizon students avoided the summer brain drain, but they've advanced their learning by as much as 3 to 4 months in reading and math. Individual attention is key.
We want to make sure that every child here has an opportunity to connect to an adult, and through that connection, we help them improve in school.
They can help me here so I can do better in school. And that's what I really like about here.
In the morning, it's academics.
Now that A says ah. We're looking for A. Very good.
Down. Very nice.
Afternoons are packed with other activities.
1, 2.
And swimming is mandatory to boost kids' self-esteem and confidence. It's an all-around summer experience. Teachers challenge kids and sometimes are challenged by them.
He said, I just don't want you to quit on us. And I was like, you gotta promise me you won't quit on us. So those are the kids I serve.
Horizons, making a commitment to kids, inspiring them to learn. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, Westport, Connecticut.
The reform movement has one overarching goal, and that goal is set by President Obama. Research tells us that investing in high-quality learning is one of the best decisions we can make, ensuring excellence in our children's first years and in the quality of experiences at home and at school helps them develop socially, academically, and keeps them on track to high school and college. That's why your involvement in the campaign for grade-level reading means so much.
I think that if we can make a demonstrable difference in grade-level reading, we know that grade-level reading, that's the key. That if we can get kids reading at grade level by 3rd grade, it's a game changer for them, for their lives, for their life trajectory. 85% of poor children not reading at proficiency. Until we get to 100% of kids reading proficiently at the end of 3rd grade, we won't have one. And that, to me, will be a success when we get there.
We're in the midst of education reform, as all of you have been talking about, but I think we've been there before, but the stakes are never higher. We're excited about our commitment to effective programs and family engagement across the 2 departments, and we really believe that this campaign and other campaigns across the country will only succeed not just at systems reform at the federal and state level, but getting it down to communities where it really happens.
Our goal is to think about improving the health, social, emotional, and cognitive outcomes for children birth through 3rd grade, which is a mouthful, but a really important place for education to be.
There is no issue that is more important in our pipeline. We know it. The research shows it to us over and over again, that if we don't actually get our kids reading by 3rd grade, it makes everything, every single thing in the educational process more difficult.
We're really driven by this imperative that at age 3, we begin to see gaps in vocabulary development and language development that then persist, and at kindergarten entry are upwards of 60 points between our low-income children and their more affluent peers. What we've said is, let's establish a race to the top in early childhood education. Let's call for an Early Learning Challenge Fund. We're moving forward with Congress to forge this Early Learning Challenge Fund, and we're not going to stop until we're able to establish this.
I couldn't be more excited about this group coming together. I think the alignment in priorities and strategies with where we're trying to go is extraordinarily tight. And as you guys, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, we don't need another study to tell us how important it is to get our babies off to a good start. We know that. We simply haven't done that work effectively enough. We haven't done it in a strategic manner. We haven't done it in a coordinated way. And this group coming together to lead this effort, I think has huge implications for the country. So Ralph, I thank you for your leadership. You guys have an amazing reach around the country. And if we can find ways to drive this conversation, more importantly, not drive the conversation, but drive changes in behavior, drive different interventions, drive a systemic strategy, getting to those children and families who need the most help, then everything we're trying to do around college and career readiness, raising standards, better assessments, then that starts to be much more meaningful.